Alright, guys, here's the story. My microphone keeps betraying me. I recorded the whole video, this video that was supposed to be about making this stuff drag. And as you see, this works sort of. So I recorded the whole video. It was 40 minutes long. It was damn 40 minutes long. And then I realized that my mic didn't work. And I've definitely got to go and get another pair of earphones or just a uh, collar mic or something that's something much more trustworthy than this little mic. So I'm sorry that happened, but I was in no mood of uh, undoing all the code that I did and doing it again from scratch and re-recording. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through how I did it and how this library works. So basically, to implement this dragging functionality, I used this library called React Beautiful DND, and it's pretty handy. It does a lot of stuff for you, so it's pretty easy to use, and the functionality is seamless to implement. Okay, so I'm going to start and explain that at the core of React Beautiful DND are these three components: drag drop context, droppable, and draggable. And it's visible from the illustration is basically drag drop context is your whole area where you want to have droppables and draggables. You can have multiple droppables. All right. In the example, they have shown just one, and then droppable is the area where you can rearrange the stuff, and draggable is the area that you can rearrange. So inside a drag drop context you can have multiple droppables, like they had this in the example video. Both these lists are droppables, so those will be wrapped inside a drag drop context, and these specific items and the list itself also is a draggable. All right, now that after that, I want to show you guys this little example that I built yesterday to play around with this library, and dragging and dropping works almost seamlessly. So now let's get into how we implemented it in a to-do list. So basically, drag drop context wrapped around our whole to-do list component, because this is the area that we want to allow dragging in. And drag drop context can be given several functions as uh, props or hooks, whatever. So it can also take in on drag start and on drag cancel also, I think. But the only one that you're required to pass it to it is on drag end. Alright, so we passed it a function on drag end that we have implemented right over here. I'll get into this later on. First I have to explain this, and we can get rid of this. Okay, so in this part what we do is we import droppable and draggable from React Beautiful DND. This is the to-do list component file, right? Alright, so our whole list area needs to be wrapped around in a droppable. Alright, and this droppable needs to be given a droppable ID. Now this would factor in if you had multiple droppables, like you have on Trello, you have multiple lists in a Kanban board that you want to transfer between. But here we only have one, so we can give it any arbitrary name. And as you can see, you don't pass it elements directly as its child, but you need to pass it a function that returns the elements, and that function takes in an argument called provided, and these have basically the props that React Beautiful DND needs for you to apply on your uh, outermost component inside the droppable. So grid is my parent component inside the droppable area, as you can see. So inside this, I'll just spread out the provided.droppable props and give it a ref of provided.innerRef. So to be honest, I also don't know how ref works properly in React, but from my crude understanding, I think these basically just provide a reference to this. Alright, shit. Yeah, provide a reference to this element to whatever they're referring to, like provided.innerRef will be able to refer to this element through ref. Alright, after that, we have our to dos over here. So early on, we didn't have this comma I, we only had to do. But inside a map, after the first argument that it takes is the placeholder value, basically, that takes the different values inside the loop. And the second is the active index. We need the index because we need to wrap around every to do. Let me just zoom out for a second. Around every to do you need to wrap around a draggable, and for every draggable you need to provide a draggable id, and draggable id needs to be unique within that droppable. And lucky for us, all of our to dos have a unique id, so we just give it that. And then we provide it with an index, which is just we are just taking that from here and putting it over here. And similar to draggable, this doesn't take in elements as its children, but rather a function. And this also has a provided prop, and we give spread out the provided dot draggable props over here. Then we spread out the provided dot drag handle props. Drag handle props are basically the props that will apply on the element that you need to allow to drag the whole element. So if you want to drag the whole element, just put it on the parent container. And then similar to similar to droppable, you provide a ref, which is provided dot inner ref. So that's all that you need to do for this setup. The last thing that we need to see is how did we implement on drag end. So on drag end takes in this basically argument called result. I'll show you what all this result argument has. Give me a second. So from this result, we extract source, destination, and draggable ID. And as you guys remember, over here we provided a draggable ID, right? Right over here, we gave it a draggable ID. So we have those values in a result, and we say if there's no destination in a return in a result. So basically, if I have one to do, let me show you guys what we get in the result. And then we start dragging it, we leave it. Alright, so we have this object, and destination over here is null because we didn't drop it inside the list, we just dropped it outside the list, so there's no destination. So we say if no destination, then return. And then we say if destination dot index is equal to source dot index. Let's see again. We drag it, we drop it right over here. Yeah, and over here we have a destination, and destination index is 0, and source index is 0. So what this basically means, if we picked it up and dropped it on the same position, then again return do nothing. But if those two conditions didn't come back to be, like if you didn't return in those conditions, then we'll uh, add our logic to rearrange our list to accommodate the new order for the drag. So we'll say 1 first, and then we'll say second, alright. So now that we drag this to do above 1, you see it's going to hold its position. That's because in our object now, in the result object, we have a destination which has an index 0, and we have a source with index 1. So it basically says it was at index 1 before, but now take it to index 2. And the logic for that is over here. So first, from a draggable ID, we are extracting the to do from our original to dos, and this is the to do that we need to move. And then we are just making a copy of the original to dos because we don't mutate state directly in React. Yeah, that's the thing that you need to take care of. You don't mutate state directly. So we make a copy of it, and this code basically says that take it out of here, take the second element out of here and pluck it out of here and put it there. This is what this code is doing. Yeah, and then we just set the new state with set to dos and as new to dos. And that is basically it on how we implement this feature. React Beautiful DND makes it really easy for us to implement drag and drop, because from what I've heard, the original API for this is really frustrating, the original browser API. So kudos to Atlassian for making this amazing library available for us in open source. And as you guys can see, I have an example over here. I'm not going to make the code for my to-do list open source because honestly this code is really shit, and I don't want people to be referencing it for learning, because that's something I very often do. I find projects on GitHub that are using the same tech stack that I want to learn, and I see how they have implemented stuff. I don't want anybody doing it with this code base because this code base is not up to the mark, to be honest. So that being said, I'll put the GitHub link for this example in the description, and I'll put the timestamps in the description. Yeah, that I should have said in the starting of the video, by the way. But now, uh, this is probably the last video in the React series. If you guys want me to implement some feature that you want to see implemented in this, let me know in the comments. If I think that it's worthwhile the effort, then definitely that video will come up soon. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to a Tailwind CSS tutorial series. Those are going to be proper tutorials where I'm implementing certain components like, let's say, cards or tabs or navigations. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for the Tailwind stuff, and it should be coming up within a week. So definitely subscribe if you want to stay tuned for that. And if you find any value in this video, please drop a like and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And again, sorry, I lost the volume in the previous recording that was supposed to basically showcase the whole process behind going through this. But again, my mic is not my mic is shit, but I should have double checked. Again, guys, sorry about that, and see you later.